Hi, this is Elizabeth Riva. Today we're going to be talking about short sales and foreclosures. I have a lot of my clients asking me about those type of properties, so just decided to put a video together explaining the difference between the two. So stick around if you want to learn more about those properties. So let's start with the short sale. What does a short sale means? A short sale pretty much means that an owner of a property is not up to date on their mortgage payments. They're behind their payments, and what happens is that they go to the bank and say, I'm going to want to sell my property. But we call it short sale because the amount that they owe to the bank is higher than market value. That's why we call it short sale. Now, what does this mean for a buyer if you're looking to purchase a distressed property like a short sale or foreclosure? This is usually what happens. The owner of a property is going to take it to any broker, somebody like me, a realtor, whoever, to sell the property. So let's just imagine that the property market value is $800,000. Let's just use that as an example. So I'm going to put it in the market for like $699. Why? I am putting it under market value because we're going to try to get multiple offers because time is of the essence. If we don't sell the property may go to foreclosure, and that's something that we're trying to avoid. So we put it in the market, let's just say for $699. Of course, we're going to get multiple offers because everybody's going to see that the property is priced under market value. Let's just say we get multiple offers and we accept that offer for $750,000. Something that is key with the short sale is that we have two sellers. Number one is the owner of the property, and number two is the bank, right? Because the bank still has an interest on the property. So the first seller, which is the owner of the property, accepts an offer for $750,000. Now we're going to be taking all this paperwork for $750,000, present this offer to the bank, and says, we have an offer, we have a buyer that is willing to pay $750,000. Let's say the person still owes $800,000, so they're $50,000 short, right? Here's the key. The bank can, first of all, take a long time to approve the price of $750,000. And sometimes what happens is the bank comes back and says, no, I don't want $750,000. I want the whole $800,000. And if a buyer is not willing to pay that amount, sometimes this is the reason why properties fall out of escrow, because usually the bank wants another price and then no buyer is willing to pay that price. So usually when it comes to short sales, I always tell my clients three things. Number one is do not stop looking. Number two is we have to find out who the bank is and how many banks they have. Sometimes one bank may accept the price of $750, but then we still have to deal with another bank and see if we get their approval on that one as well. And then third thing is that I always like to check on the associations. Why? Because sometimes if an owner of a property is not paying their mortgage, most likely they're not also paying the association fees or the maintenance fees. So I give you one example. I actually was going to purchase a property in Mililani, and I put an offer, they accepted it, the bank also accepted, so I was happy. But then when I took it to the association, the person was behind so many months, so they still owe $30,000 to the association, and they were nice enough to me and told me that, okay, we can give it to you for $20,000. So this is a separate amount. I would have to come out of pocket $20,000, pay the association that amount. So I decided to cancel at that point. So if you're looking for a short sale, it will be key to get a property that the bank has already approved the price, just so we don't waste our time. And number two is that continue looking. If you put an offer on a short sale, sure, we can do that. But continue looking because we don't know. Sometimes also the bank can take 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. We don't know when the bank is going to accept our offer or not. So that's with short sales. So now let's go ahead and talk about foreclosure properties. A foreclosure property, sometimes it means that the owner of the property tried to do a short sale and it wasn't successful, or sometimes the seller doesn't even want to tried to do a short sale before. So pretty much here, remember in short sale we said we had 2 sellers. Here in this case of a foreclosure, we only have 1 seller, which is the bank, because it means that the bank already took over the property back. So what it means for a buyer is that, of course, it's a faster. We don't need the bank approval like a short sale. The only downside is that we are not going to have a seller's disclosure statement. Why? Because there's really, the bank never live in the property. So we don't know if, for example, there has been any repairs. We don't know if somebody got murdered in the property. We don't get those details. I always tell my clients that if you are interested in a foreclosure, it's always a good idea to walk around, talk to the neighbors, because usually they know a lot of information regarding the property. So that's always a great idea. Sometimes the conditions of the property are not the best. The only thing though that I guess is good, or it can be bad, is that in Hawaii, what is worth is the land, right? So sometimes I have people calling me, for example, from the mainland, and they expect to pay what you would pay in the mainland, right? Because in the mainland, is the structure what is worth more than the land. In Hawaii, you can find a tear down property, but it will still be selling for $500,000 because that's just the value of the land. So of course you can get a discount because sometimes of the conditions, sometimes because of going through the trouble of not knowing who the sellers are, or just going through the hassle of doing a foreclosure. You can get a little bit of a discount, but it's never as much as what you would find in any other place in the mainland. And I tell you this by experience as well. I own properties in the mainland, and it's always such a big difference. The cash flow in the mainland is way higher than Hawaii. However, appreciation in Hawaii is so great, and we'll do a video about that as well, of investing properties in Hawaii. But I just wanted to do this video regarding the difference between a foreclosure and a short sale. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a like.